So I caught myself the other night, in deep thought, thinking about everything that was going wrong, thinking about everything that I couldn't control. Keyword, things you can't control. And I found myself not getting, any good sleep. And I was tossing and turning pretty much the whole night. And the fact that I was going back in that place where I was so happy that I pulled myself out of, was concerning to me. So I had to pray about it, right away. And I found myself just praying and spending time with God, from maybe 4 o'clock a.m. till the time that I got up that morning. I spent a lot of time, and eventually I did go doze off and fall asleep, but I allowed those whispers, those thoughts, come into my mind and take over my thought process, and it caused me not to, get the good night's sleep that I know I needed. And I felt anxiety coming on. I felt anxious. You know, um, Heart was racing, um, cold sweats. But spending that time with God, I think sometimes is needed. You know, He wants us to know that He is always in control. And those things that we can't control, or that are out of our control, are His. We have to know that those are His. And sometimes you have to be reminded of that. And because things are going to happen. Things are going to happen to you all the time. But you can't beat yourself up. You have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself grace. You have to be more kind to yourself. Like, I went into the bathroom and I just looked in the mirror and I was like, I haven't told myself that I was how proud of myself, how proud of me that I am. I haven't told myself that in a long time. It's always what I can fix or what I need to do. How can I fix this, or this isn't right over here. This isn't going good over here. It's never, Alan. You should be proud of yourself. And honestly, y'all, I broke down. I broke down in the bathroom because I realized that not only are we our worst enemies, but we should be our biggest cheerleaders. I've gotten through a lot. God has given me the strength to get through a lot of stuff, and I have held my head up most of the time, the majority of the time. Pushing through, and I have to tell you, my 20s, in your 20s, it's time to reflect on the direction you want to go in. Reflect if you want to north, south, east or west. In your 30s is when you have to start getting stuff together. You have to start getting stuff, you know, closing deals, you know, and in your 40s is when you know how much you have, you know, how much strength you have, how much you can carry. You know, you start to become wise because you start to become more knowledgeable. Um, so I'm looking forward, you know, if the Lord is willing, to what my 50s are gonna, you know, bring. But right now, my 40s, it's been a huge learning experience, man. Huge. I would like to know some of my 40-year-olds out there, you know, what kind of experiences are you guys going through, um, compared to your 30s and your 20s. Um, me, it's a decade of reflection and just seeing how much you have. You're tested constantly, constantly tested, and you try to be there for others, but most of the time you have to spend with yourself, or you need to spend with yourself. But I know, at the end of the day, I have had a closeness with God, and it's God consistently telling me, you know, I need to spend more time with Him. I need to give those things that I can't control to Him. And I'm telling you all that as well. You know, things that we can't control, let it go. Pray about it and give it to God. And because if you allow it to stress you out, it's going to affect your life negatively. And you don't want that. And I don't want that for any of you. So I'm praying for you all. Please comment and tell me how your 40s are going. Those of you in your 40s are headed there, or how your 30s are going, or your 20s. You know, share with me your thoughts. And yeah, God is in control, and He wants us to know that. So stay blessed to you all, and stay encouraged. Peace.